So welcome, and I am so excited to share these crochet hockey skates with you. This is what you will need for this project. We are going to use 100% acrylic yarn, medium number 4. We need scissors, darning needle, measuring tape, a 4.5mm crochet hook, and some relaxing time just to crochet. Let's start by talking about sizes. These skates were both crocheted with the exact same pattern. The one on the left is with a 4.5mm crochet hook. I was using Michael's yarn from Craftsmart, number 4 medium. The one on the right is done with a 3.75mm crochet hook, still with the number 4 medium yarn, but this is a Bernat premium yarn. It is much softer. Different size hooks and different yarn will give you a different size. I think the one on the left is for 6 to 12 months and the one on the right is for 0 to 6 months. Let's start crocheting. I will crochet in a different color just to make it easier to see. Let's start with the sole. Start with a slip knot. We will then chain 11. In the second chain from the hook, put 2 single crochet. We can then do 4 single crochet, one in each of the next 4 stitches. Now we will do 2 half double crochet. Then 2 double crochet. In the last chain, we are going to do 7 double crochet, all in that same stitch. Working down the other side of the chain, we will start with 2 double crochet. Make sure you do not miss any spaces, especially that first little one to start. We will then continue with 2 half double crochet, then 4 single crochet, and now we will put 2 single crochet in that last stitch. We can slip stitch to join in the top of the first single crochet. Round 1 will equal 27 stitches. We will do a chain 1 and start in the same stitch. We will put 2 single crochet in the first stitch and then 2 single crochet in the next stitch. We can follow this with 9 single crochet. Working around the toe, we are going to put 2 single crochet in each of the next 5 stitches. And now 9 single crochet down the side. We will finish this round by putting 2 single crochet in each of the last 2 stitches. We will then do a slip stitch to join in the top of the first single crochet. So make sure it's not in the slip stitch, it's not in the chain 1, but in the top of the first single crochet from the round below. Round 2 will equal 36 stitches. Chain 1 and start in the first stitch. For this round we will start with 1 single crochet, then 2 single crochet in the next stitch, and we will do that 2 times. We will then do 9 single crochet down the side. Working around the toe, we're going to do 2 single crochet in the first stitch, then 1 single crochet in the next, and we will do it 5 times. So this is number 2. And 3. That's 4, and 1 more. And 5. We can now do 9 single crochet down the side. To finish this round, we will put 2 single crochet in the next stitch, followed by 1 single crochet, and we will do that 2 times. Slip stitch to join in the top of the first single crochet. Round 3, will equal 45 stitches. Let's start with the chain 1, and starting in the first stitch, this time in the back loop only, we will do 45 single crochet all the way around, back loop only. Be sure to pause the video to catch up, as at times I will do fast forward, just so you don't get bored. At the end of this round, do not join. Cut your yarn and pull through. With your darning needle, we are going to finish this round with an invisible close. Put your darning needle in the very first stitch of the row from front to back, and then the last stitch you made, you're going to put your darning needle into the back of that stitch and just secure into the back end. This creates an extra stitch, or V, for a perfect close. You can then weave in your ends. Round 4 will equal 46 stitches. We will now work on the toe and sides. This is what it will look like when we're done this section. Let's start in the center back of the sole. That's the extra stitch that we made. Insert your hook and draw up the yarn, chain 1 and start in that same stitch. We will then do 46 single crochet all the way around. When you have done your last stitch, slip stitch to join in the top of the first single crochet. So round 5 will equal 46 stitches. Let's repeat this for round 6. Again, once you've reached the end, slip stitch to join in the top of the first single crochet. Round 6 will equal 46 stitches. Let's start with a chain 1 and in that first stitch again. Let's do 20 single crochet. We will now do a 2 single crochet together. We're going to do 3 of them. Starting with the first one, we're going to insert into the first stitch, drop the yarn, insert into the second stitch, drop the yarn over and pull through all 3. That has created 1. Let's do it 2 more times. Insert into the first, and then into the second. Pull up the yarn, yarn over, pull through all 3. And one more. Into the first, and into the second, yarn over, and all 3. We will now continue with 20 single crochet. Slip stitch to join in the top of the first single crochet. Round 7 will equal 43 stitches. Chain 1 and start in the first stitch. For this round, we will do the following combination, starting with 17 single crochet. We will then do 2 of the 2 single crochet together. Then a single crochet, and another single crochet, followed by 2 more 2 single crochet together. Now we will do 16 single crochet down the side. Slip stitch to join in the top of the first single crochet. So round 8 will equal 39 stitches. Chain 1 and start in the first stitch. Start with 14 single crochet. We will then do 2 single crochet together. Then we will do a single crochet and another single crochet, and then 2 more 2 single crochet together. Now 15 single crochet down the side. Slip stitch to join in the top of the first single crochet. Round 9 will equal 35 stitches. Let's start with the chain 1 and in that first stitch. This time we will start with the 2 single crochet together, and then a single crochet, followed by another 2 single crochet together, and then follow this with 7 single crochet. We will then do the following pattern around the toe. 2 single crochet together, then a single crochet, another single crochet, 2 single crochet together, again a single crochet, and another single crochet, and then another 2 single crochet together. And now 8 single crochet. We can then finish to the heel with the 2 single crochet together, then a single crochet, and a 2 single crochet together. Do not join at the end of this round. Let's cut the yarn and pull through. We will close with another invisible stitch. Secure your stitch into the back and weave this end. For our beginning end, I like to just pull the stitch out and bring it to the front. And then I just tuck it back in to the other side or the other stitch just for a better look. You can then weave in your end. Round 10 will equal 29 stitches, and it should look like this. We will now do the tongue. This is what it'll look like when we're done. We are going to find the center back stitch. This should be the extra stitch that we made. You can place a marker in there. We will then count down 11, including that center, and put our marker. I just usually put the hook in there. Then count down the other side, including the center as well, 11 stitches. 10 and 11. And I just want to put the hook straight through there just to make sure we do have center. You should have 8 stitches in between where the hook is. This is where we want to have our tongue, so just make sure that it is looking center so we put the tongue in the right place. So working in those 8 stitches, we'll just pull the hook out and start in the next one. And we're going to start in the back of that loop. And we're going to work into those 8 stitches. Leave a tail of yarn about 70 to 80 inches or 180 to 200 centimeters long. We're going to use this to go around the tongue at the end. So starting in that back loop, we're going to pull up a loop, chain one, and do a single crochet in that same stitch. And then on the next one, same thing, back loop, pull up the yarn and a single crochet. We will then do 4 single crochet going through both loops. Our last 2 stitches, we will go into the back loop only. So 1 single crochet back loop, 2 single crochet back loop. Let's chain 1 and turn. Starting in the first stitch, we're going to do 8 single crochet across. So 1 in each stitch. Chain 1 and turn. We're now going to decrease on the ends. So our first stitch will be a 2 single crochet together, and then 4 single crochet, and the last one will be a 2 single crochet together. So this row will now have 6 stitches. We can then chain 1 and turn. Let's put 6 single crochet, 1 in each stitch. We're going to repeat this until you have 12 rows. At the end of the 12th row, let's do a chain 1 and turn. We're going to decrease this row by putting a 2 single crochet together, then a single crochet, a single crochet, and another 2 single crochet together. We can then cut our yarn and weave in. With our beginning tail, we will pull up a loop, chain 1, and single crochet all the way around the tongue. Once you have reached the end, you can just cut the yarn to make it a little shorter if you have extra, and just weave it in. We can now start with the sides. This is what it will look like when you're done. For this, we will start again with a tail of about 80 inches or 200 centimeters. We're going to start in the front loop of the 2 stitches that are on the tongue. So starting in that first front loop, insert your hook, drop the yarn, chain 1 and do a single crochet in that stitch. In the next stitch, we will do another front loop single crochet. We will then do 21 single crochet, followed by 2 single crochet, front loop only. Row 1 will equal 25 stitches. We can then chain 2 this time and turn. We are going to skip the first stitch and start in the second stitch. We will start by putting 10 single crochet across. We will then do a 2 single crochet together, followed by 10 more single crochet. You should have 2 stitches remaining. We're going to skip the second last stitch and then slip stitch into the end. So slip stitch into that end. We're going to chain 2 and turn. Row 2 will equal 21 stitches. Again, we're going to skip the first stitch and now do 20 single crochet across. Again, let's skip the last stitch and we're going to slip stitch this time into the chain space. Row 3 will equal 20 stitches. Chain 2 and turn. Let's skip the first stitch and then do 18 single crochet. This time we're going to skip the second last stitch and slip stitch into the last stitch. Chain 2 and turn. Row 4 will be 18 stitches. Let's start in the first stitch and do 20 single crochet across. Put the last single crochet in the chain space. Row 5 will be 20 stitches. Chain 2 and turn. Again, we will put 20 single crochet, and we're going to repeat this for rows 6 to 10, one in each stitch with the chain 2 turn. We will then cut the yarn, pull through, and weave your end. With your beginning tail, we will pull up a loop and chain 1 and start in that same stitch. We will then single crochet 9 all the way to the top. Put each single crochet at the end of each row. When you reach the corner, we'll put 2 single crochet in the corner. You can then do 18 single crochet along the top, 2 single crochet in the corner, and then 9 more single crochet down the side. Cut your yarn and weave your end. This is how our booty looks so far. We can now do the laces. Let's start with a slip knot. We will do a chain of about 130 or 30 inches or 75 centimeters. We can now lace up the boot and weave in our ends. At this point, you can stop and you've got a cute little boot pattern. Let's move on to the blade. This is how the bottom portion will look when it is done. Let's start with a slip knot. We will then chain 15. Start in the second chain from the hook, and we will put 2 single crochet. We will then follow this by 12 single crochet down the chain. This will be number 12. In the last chain, we are going to put 4 single crochet. Working down the other side of the chain, we're going to do 12 single crochet. Be sure not to miss any spaces. And now we will put 2 single crochet in that beginning stitch. We can then slip stitch to join in the top of the first single crochet. Round 1 will equal 32 stitches. Chain 1 and start in the same stitch. We will put 2 single crochet in the first stitch, and then 2 single crochet in the next stitch, and then do 12 single crochet down the side. Working around the end 4 stitches, we are going to put 2 single crochet, 1 in each stitch. We can then work 12 single crochet down the side. We will then put 2 single crochet in the next stitch and 1 single crochet in the last stitch. Cut your yarn and pull through. This round will be 39 stitches, and we're going to join it with an invisible close, which adds a stitch. So then it'll end up with the 40 stitches. We will now start with the top of the blade. This is what it's going to look like. It kind of looks messy to start, but once you get it all together, it'll all make sense. So we're going to leave some tails when we start at the beginning. So when we first start, let's leave about a 10-inch tail. Find your center 2 stitches. Once we have found center, we're going to start in the 3rd stitch from center. So 1, 2, 3, insert your hook. We will draw up the yarn, But this one, make sure we leave about a 10-inch tail. Chain 1, start your first single crochet in that same stitch, and do 5 single crochet. We will then chain 1 and turn. Starting in the first stitch, we're going to put 2 single crochet in the first stitch, followed by a single crochet, and then another single crochet, and then we're going to do a 2 single crochet in the last stitch. Chain 1 and turn. This time we will start with the 2 single crochet together, and then 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, and in the last stitch we're going to put 2 single crochet in the same stitch. As you can see, this has created a diagonal. We're going to now do 2 slip stitch down the side. So put the first one in that side of the stitch, and the second one we're going to put in the bottom single crochet. So just take the first loop of it and do a slip stitch. Now working into the next stitch, we're going to do 11 single crochet. This should bring us to the third stitch from center. 1, 2, and 3, just how we started the other side. We can now chain 1 and turn. The first one we will put 2 single crochet together, and then a single crochet, and 2 single crochet in the next stitch. Chain 1 and turn. This time 2 single crochet in the first stitch, followed by a single crochet, and then another single crochet, and then we will do the 2 single crochet together. For this end, we want to leave a little bit of a longer tail, so about 20 inches or 50 centimeters. And then just do a chain at the end and pull your yarn through. We can now repeat this for the other side. So finding the center, working down 1, 2, starting in that third stitch, and repeat the exact same pattern, leaving about a 10-inch tail to start. We can now put the blade together. So with your beginning yarn, that's the shorter tail, we're going to join the blade side together. So let's take the inside stitches of those 4 stitches on the end. So we'll take the inside of each one. So we'll go into one and the other, and then we'll go into the top 2, just the inside. And now you can pull down till it just about disappears. So just grab a little inside just to anchor it and pull. We will then stitch together this end. So just that small end there. We can put about 3 or 4 stitches just to close it. You can now just weave in this end. Let's repeat this now for the other side. We will now take one of our longer ends and we're going to stitch the top part of the blade together. Let's just take the inside of each stitch and save the outside ones to attach to the boot. Stitch down the side and then also along the top. Always just take the inside of the loop. When you reach the other end, just weave it in. You should now be left with just one long end, and that we will use to attach to the boot. Line up your blade to the skate. Try using just those inside stitches of the first row of the sole. We will stitch down each side. So starting on one side, we will just take the outside stitches and then grabbing a little piece of yarn from the boot on that first row, we will then attach it to the outside stitch from the blade. So that outside stitch. And then we're going to continue this all the way down one side and to the other. Follow along to the end. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Good luck on your first pair of skates.